Tonight, the Dream fully caught the attention of the NXT universe. The Dream had some loopholes to go through, had some hurdles to jump over. The Dream started off in Tough Enough as the Dream's real persona of Patrick Clark. But then he embraced what he truly was, the light that is everyone's experience of the Velveteen Dream. So first, I went after Aleister Black, a man that, I didn't see any scars. I just saw a man who was hurt. And all I wanted to do was have Aleister Black's lips say my name. And 1 year ago at NXT TakeOver War Games, now War Games 1, or War Games 2017, as you know, I got that man, despite the fact that he kicked my head off. He said my name. I attempted, didn't quite in 30 seconds, but I beat the knockout artist. Unfortunately, Ricochet proved that I can't do anything better than him. Well, the fact is, we're both good. But anything he can do is obviously better than me. I had to get past EC3, which then made my experience to the top of the NXT mountain. Not at the North American Championship. No. The Dream is past North American Championship. The Dream is now going after the angry bald man, Tommaso Ciampa. See, the Dream, of course, as you learned before, with Ricochet, EC3, the Dream likes a spotlight. And that spotlight for the Dream is at the top of the mountain. And standing right there once again is a guy who doesn't think that I am, tough enough. But even though in a loss tonight to the Human Wrecking Ball, Lars Sullivan, the Dream proved that even afterwards, dealing with the Human Wrecking Ball, despite distraction from the bald, angry little man, that the Dream is quite tough enough. And you're next, NXT champion. And everyone will continue to say in the NXT universe, the NXT universe will continue to say my name and enjoy your experience of the Velveteen Dream. Good night, everybody. Just kidding, of course. That's just my introduction. Let's take at least the top off for now. Well, the little gold band, of course, off. Man, as I always keep saying, thank goodness, my high school's colors were purple and gold, because it has come in good handy here and there with my cap and gown. Well, I'm not gonna put the cap on for a Velveteen Dream entrance, but So it works out pretty good. I will keep wearing my gown, though, in this live review. Guys, what is going on? Let me take a quick drink here. Grab my microphone in case we need it, but I probably will not. This is the Velveteen Dream. Sorry, no, this is not the Velveteen Dream. This is the Club of the Man, 1993. Here for part 3 of my trifecta reviews for Wednesday night, nights as always, as we are now live for my live review of NXT. We've talked about NXT UK, we talked about 205 Live. Now it's time to go to the gold brand, NXT. Of course, it is the second to last show before NXT TakeOver War Games 2, a card that is shaping up very great. And of course, we got another match announced for tonight, and I'm sure we'll get one more match announced for next week, make it 5 matches for TakeOver War Games. Overall, another great episode by the Yellow brand. Of course, there wasn't as many matches on this show. It was a lot of promos and a lot of backstage stuff. Matches did deliver. Only one match that was more so something like leaning towards NXT TakeOver War Games 2. So because of that, I didn't give it quite as high of a grade as I felt. I mean, we still had some good action here tonight. But we had also a very good chilling promo by Johnny Wrestling himself, or if I'm Velveteen Dream for a second, Johnny Failure. Well, again, we'll talk about that shortly. That I really enjoyed as well. That I literally just like, man, it was so damn good. I love the pro. I've watched it 12 times tonight in between my reviews. Anyways, though, but let's get into this live review of NXT. We open up with a tag team match. Heavy Machinery taking on the Forgotten Sons, which I believe it was Steve Cutler and Jackson Riker in the match tonight. Wesley Blake sat out for the Forgotten Sons tonight. And I thought it was a pretty good match. You know, the Forgotten Sons, I think so far, you know, are impressing me. I'm going to say they've definitely been impressing me a little bit more than how, you know, the Mighty or like the Street Profits were like for some time in the beginning of the year. I feel like they're a little bit on a better level than them already. Well, you got Wesley Blake, who does have tag team experience, and Steve Cutler and Jackson Riker aren't too bad either. Heavy Machinery continue to improve as well for being a bigger man. They're pretty agile as well. Not as agile as War Raiders. So again, War Raiders are like the true agile big man, I'd say, right now in the tag team division for NXT. I also liked also, especially that little, like, you know, cannonball like in the air that Tucker Knight did. Again, a guy with like 300 plus pounds like him didn't think he'd be able to do something like that, but he really took out. I can't remember who it was. I can't remember who hit that on him. Which one he hit it on him, but it was big time. Actually, hold on a second. We have had Wesley Blake was in this match. Blake and Cutler match. Riker sat out. My bad. But eventually we get Heavy Machinery getting the win with a pop-up power slam from Dozovic onto Wesley Blake again. Heavy Machinery definitely improved a lot over the past year. I mean, I definitely think, you know, if some other teams didn't come in, I still think, you know, like they could have been the ones to dethrone the Undisputed Era AOP last year. But of course, you know, I was fine with Sanity doing it. And of course, you know, Undisputed Era coming in and of course taking over pretty much. Of course, War Raiders come by, so I'm pretty sure eventually I feel Heavy Machinery will get a tag title shot because they've definitely improved a lot. I think they're great as a team also, as we get those of it going, Taki! Of course. But yeah, so that is a good opening first match, I'd say, with the tag team match I liked. We then get a recap of Candice LeRae looking pretty good with black on it and the black lipstick. Again, Johnny, I'm a little jealous of you, buddy. But then he's liking that dark side, as he said tonight, so I won't want to push buttons yet. But Candice LeRae, recap of Candice LeRae confronting Nikki Cross last week, and then Aleister Black confronting Candice as well. And then we have people trying to catch up with Candice LeRae as she entered the Performance Center earlier. She didn't come here to be exploited and would like to keep everything between her and Johnny private. Candice has questions too, though. Questions for Nikki Cross. She plans to ask General Manager Regal for a match against Nikki Cross, which I think we're either going to get next week or maybe the following week for the dark match, the dark matches at before Takeover War Games 2. What's up, Team Skyway 206? Book War Games. As in predictions for War Games or book in general? I'll save that next week for my Takeover preview predictions. I'll save it for next week, but it will happen though sometime next week, for sure. So we're probably going to either next week or the following week get a match between Nikki Cross and Candice LeRae. And then we get this theme song for Takeover War Games 2 as well. I remind them Mauro Ranallo will be back also Takeover War Games 2 as well. He was not able to make this past tapings. And then we get Shayna Baszler being interviewed in a different room, hanging out with Jessamine Duke and Marina Schaefer about Kairi Sane's rematch. She starts to answer, saying that everyone needs to get it through her heads that Kairi is not on her level. Then Rio comes in and tells her that Kairi Sane has invoked her rematch clause, and he's going to make it a Takeover War Games 2, and it's going to be a 2 out of 3 falls match, which I haven't had a 2 out of 3 falls match in quite a while, especially at NXT. I'm trying to think. The last one I can really remember was the match that Joe and Zayn had in 2016 for the number 1 contenders ship for the NXT Championship for Takeover Dallas. Might have been the last one, not 100% sure, but might have been no one in between, but I'd definitely like to see that with the stipulation on it, definitely. If there was to be a female superstar in the Undisputed Era, who would it be? Well, they did kind of tease Tainara Conchi being that superstar whenever they sent her after Nikki Cross, but they kind of pulled the trigger on. But we'd like to see something like that different for a change. Who else would I like this? Who could make a good woman star in the Undisputed Era? Maybe Ruby Riott, Shayna Baszler, I'd say could be a good choice. A women's superstar in the Undisputed Era. That's a very good question. If Tainara Conti is taken more seriously, maybe her. I'm not sure. Those are my possibilities, I'd say. Tainara Conti, Shayna Baszler, and who was it now? I said Ruby Riott. One of those three, I'd say, could make it in the Undisputed Era. Who will be the next NXT champion? Ooh, again, that's tough. Very tough. I mean, Velveteen Dream could have a chance, but I don't think he's going to drop the belt yet. Champion's dropping the belt yet. I don't know if Aleister Black's going to get that belt back yet or not. That's a tough one also. I really don't know who to say for that. I mean, I'd like to see Johnny eventually be the one to dethrone him, but I have a feeling I'll get to the course shortly, a little bit later on. But yeah, tough question, definitely, Team Skyway. So we have that. Then we have some women's action with Dakota Kai taking on Tainara Conchi. Not a bad match. Again, I said in my NXT UK review, Dakota Kai on NXT does not feel like as big of a deal as just on NXT UK. Because as I keep saying, it's not that Dakota Kai is great, don't get me wrong, but her matches feel a little bit more overlooked because she's always taking on lower card talent like Tainara Conchi or Aaliyah and Vanessa Bourne, Lacey Evans. Well, not that they're low card, but they're still in the building stages, if you know what I mean. On NXT UK, again, with her feeling like she's more like the top of the mountain with that division, she feels more of a bigger deal there. But still a good match, I thought, between Conchi and Dakota Kai as she was with her chiropractor finisher, which she hits her kicks the core, and then she kind of like a back suplex and whatnot, backstabber or whatnot on Conchi to get the win. We have Kathy Kelly. I was like Kelly. Kathy Kelly interviewing Mia Yim, who says her time since signing with NXT has been living the dream. And then we have Bianca Belair coming through and wants to know, why is Kathy talking to her when she should be talking to her? She's been here for a few years now, and she is still, because she's saying not going so undefeated. Not going that way because she's chewing on some gum. And she's kind of a little bit loud like a cow. She's like, and I'm undefeated. And it sounded like she said undefeated. It always said tit in the end at the end instead of Tid. And she still hasn't received her title shot, which again I was very surprised they didn't insert her into the women's championship match for a triple threat. I really thought it was going to happen. It should have happened. Mia Yim doesn't know what her problem is, but she may be undefeated, but she hasn't beaten the HBIC, the head baddie in charge. But Belair doesn't seem impressed and walks off. That we announced that we're going to get a match between them, the two of them next week, which I'm like, all right. I mean, I guess you're not going to make Mia Yim based off of winning a lot also, but I feel like, I wouldn't have her second match at NXT be against Bianca Belair. You know what I mean? That probably makes sense. We get Bianca Belair and Mia Yim next week, and then we'll get Nikki Cross and Candice LeRae probably the following week. Even though it still feels like Nikki Cross and Bianca Belair have some unfinished business, it still feels like. So it was a little random, but I'll still take it. We'll see how it happens. We get a recap of Matt Riddle's debut. We see the video also of Cassius Ohno welcoming Riddle and Keith Lee to NXT as Regal's shiny new toys. He'll probably get a match against one of them at TakeOver War Games 2. I think rumor's probably going to be him and Matt Riddle, but I wouldn't mind seeing him or Keith Lee either. We had a video package for recapping the history between the Undisputed Era and the War Raiders and Ricochet and Pete Dunne hype up for their match. And then, then we have this promo. My favorite part of the show for sure, well, besides the main event, was this promo with Johnny Gargano. We're checking a lot of chat. Team Code says Keith Lee and Matt Riddle as a tag team. Could be possible since they're teased friends already. The next North American champion. Honestly, Montez Ford or Matt Riddle. I think either one of them would make a great North American champion and put on a stellar match with what's his face? Ricochet. Especially Montez Ford and Ricochet. Those are one of the next two people I like to see go after to get a shot. Well, one of the two candidates I say to be the next NXT North American champion. Obviously, I don't think Ricochet's dropping that championship yet. I mean, he could maybe feud with EC3 or Adam Cole hasn't gotten his one-on-one rematch to him yet, so maybe that'll happen. But I think the next person I want to see win the championship to dethrone Ricochet, I feel again should either be Matt Riddle or Montez Ford. Because I feel like, especially Montez Ford, especially, I'd love to see him and Ricochet have a match. It would be freaking awesome. But we see this, we see Johnny Gargano, though, taking a selfie promo, walking outside of the Performance Center. I loved every second of this promo. Johnny says, why, Johnny, why? Everyone's been asking, him for weeks, like, why? And he says, I've always been honest to the NXT universe. So you want to know? I will tell you why. He shows us a path he's walking. And he's just like saying, Aleister Black talks about this path. And so does Johnny Gargano. And the path that he's walking right now was supposed to lead him straight to Tommaso Ciampa, him being the hero, and him finally being the one to end this nightmare in NXT with Tommaso Ciampa. Aleister Black, though, got in his way. It was only collateral damage, though. He says nothing personal. He just got in his way. And he thought Aleister would understand that. Walking around, hitting everyone with the black mask, thinking that he rules the place. Aleister saying that no man is ever truly good or evil. He kind of feels sorry for Black because he knows he's the good guy. Saying Johnny's the good guy. That he feels that he should be the hero of the story. He's just learned that around here sometimes you have to fight a little dirty. He understands that Aleister probably wants to kick his head off now, and maybe he deserves that. But he's not afraid of Aleister Black anymore. He's not afraid of the dark, and he knows that Aleister lives in the dark. And Johnny says he's starting to get used to it. And in fact, he kind of likes it. He then sits down near the pavement where he left Aleister laying that night a couple months ago, and he vows to do the same thing at TakeOver War Games 2. Damn, am I really getting behind Johnny Gargano big time? I keep saying several times, it's been that year for me. Ups and downs I've been going through, my personal life. And as I've been going through it this year, I see Johnny Gargano like in the same situation as me, getting somewhere, but then something from the past coming back and just, keeps coming back and it won't go away.
And when you think you finally figured it out, it gets right past you. And your mission pretty much fails for now. And you kind of feel, you got to take a little bit of turn to the dark side. Now, I'm not saying I'm going with dark side, not in general, but literally just seeing Johnny Gargano walking through, the dark lights of outside the Performance Center. Again, just made me think of something that I would be doing if I need to, get deep thoughts out. Now, here's the thing, though. Also, do I think Johnny Gargano is a full-fledged heel yet? Not yet, because what he did was pretty much, understandable. Obviously, he wanted Tommaso Ciampa to himself, and Aleister Black got in his way. So he did what he had to do to get Aleister out of the way. That's understandable. That's the best way to do a face-on-face match. But obviously, and I've said this several times, around TakeOver Brooklyn 3, I did read a rumor that the best way to get this feud to continue is have Johnny Gargano turn heel and reunite with Tommaso Ciampa and go to the main roster as a heel tag team. Because as I keep saying, even if they would put these two on separate brands, obviously one will go up to NXT as a winner, the main roster as a winner, the other one will go up still as a loser. Tommaso Ciampa could drop the title, but it's still go up to the main roster, and Johnny's will be in NXT. That's not how it needs to be for these two with this feud. It's kind of like what happened with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn was injured. Kevin Owens wrote him off of TV and went up to the main roster. Sami Zayn had to go up to the main roster to get his full revenge on Kevin Owens. Well, unless one of these two are about to, if Johnny Gargano is right off of TV and Tommaso Ciampa goes up to the main roster, and then I don't want to see an injury happen, but the best way for these two to go up together and for me to fully believe Johnny Gargano is a full-fledged heel is to reunite with Tommaso Ciampa. And they go to the main roster together. And that's when, Johnny Gargano pretty much is saying that he needs to go to the dark side and, do the mind games to Tommaso Ciampa. Because obviously that's what's been beating Johnny. Not the wrestling, the mind games have been beating Johnny Gargano, have been at Tommaso Ciampa's advantage. And Johnny Gargano first needs to beat Tommaso Ciampa with the mind games first. Literally, this could be a WrestleMania match. Hold on. If they were going to go to the main roster, around Royal Rumble, this feud could seriously conclude at WrestleMania. I am not even kidding you. I actually may consider putting this on my WrestleMania 35 predictions. The final match between these two. It could be Hell in a Cell. It could be Falls Count Anywhere. It could be I Quit to split them up on different brands on the main roster. But somehow, some way, both of these two need to go up to the main roster, not having one look stronger than the other. And I really think the best way is to, at TakeOver War Games, you can have Johnny maybe beat Aleister Black. And then in the main event, have Johnny come out, since they are seemingly teasing a babyface turn for Velveteen Dream, even though Velveteen Dream could kind of expose Johnny Gargano who he is. But that actually could help, transitioning, Dream to a babyface, Gargano to being a heel. And having him and Ciampa team up again and having Johnny help Tommaso Ciampa retain the NXT Championship. And have them pretty much be reunited. And they go to the main roster together once again. And Johnny waits for the right time to turn on him and turn back babyface. Because Johnny Gargano is a purebred babyface. Well, they probably still on the main roster, but like they were saying, but this heel turn is not going to be long term. It's not going to be a long term when it does fully cement. Again, I will not fully believe Johnny Gargano is a heel, but he is slowly embracing that dark side. He is becoming the man he hates most, and that is Tommaso Ciampa. So I personally do think that, in order for me to believe that Johnny Gargano is a full-fledged heel, he showed signs of it in this promo. This promo, again, was awesome. I've watched it 12 times already. But, again, in order to be a full-fledged Johnny Gargano heel, he's got to team with Tommaso Ciampa and go to the main roster, and that's where he, beats Ciampa in the mind games and eventually beats Ciampa in general to end this nightmare of a feud. For him, at least. But epic feud for WWE in general. So I cannot wait to see what happens with the match between him and Black at War Games and see where Johnny goes from there. I cannot wait. So that's my thoughts on that promo as well. Again, it was absolutely awesome, and I loved it. Not EC3. EC3 should possibly. Next United Kingdom champion. As I said in my NXT UK review, I'd say maybe Zach Gibson if his next set of tables are going to be in Liverpool, or I'm really thinking maybe Eddie Dennis. Eddie Dennis, based off of the history, he's been sharing in his UK in the promos on NXT UK, and he had a good match today on NXT UK. So I'm thinking Eddie Dennis or Zach Gibson. Power rank top 5 sides for Thanksgiving: stuffing, cranberries. For my family, of course, we have stuffed shells and hot fruit and corn. That's what I'll get my top 5 for my side at least. Top 5 superstars been all 3 shows. Between all 3 shows. Tommaso Ciampa definitely up there. Seth Rollins, AJ Styles. Tommaso Ciampa, Seth Rollins, AJ Styles. Becky Lynch, throw her in there because she deserves it. And one more. Let's put Dean Ambrose in there. Should YouTube get in on the WWE train like Facebook did with the Mixed Match Challenge? They kind of do that already with the pre-shows, maybe. Will we see Stephanie anytime before Survivor Series? She's going to be back next week to address Shane winning the World Cup at Crown Jewel. Book the superstars for Alexa Bliss's team for Survivor Series. Well, I mean, honestly, and if it was up to her, she would probably take, her. If she's able to wrestle her, Mickie James, but she's not able to wrestle, so Mickie James. She would probably pick Mickie James, Alicia Fox, Nia Jackson, Tamina, which would be absolutely dreadful, and Ruby Riott. That's what she'll probably take. But I'm hoping she takes. I'm hoping the women's team would be Alexa Bliss if she's able to compete, Mickie James, Sasha Bailey, and Ember Moon. That's my pick, I'd say, for Survivor Series. That's what I say. Good stuff, though. But then next week, we get the announcement that's going to be Bianca Belair versus Mia Yim. And then Regal's going to announce another match for the go-home edition of NXT next week. It's going to be a singles match between one member of each team for the War Games match, and the winner will get an advantage in the War Games match. Not sure what that advantage is, but unfortunately, there'll probably be some type of advantage. There's 2 teams of 4 and not 3 teams of 3. Like they were last year. So we'll see what happens with that next week. And finally, get Velveteen Dream taking on Lars Sullivan. And I thought this was a great match. Velveteen Dream and Lars Sullivan. A big man taking on, a bigger cruiserweight style wrestler, as I've always put over Velveteen Dream, as he's like 6'2", 225. But he can easily wrestle with the likes of Cedric Alexander, Johnny Gargano, which he's already had 2 great matches with Johnny Gargano, and several other cruiserweight style wrestlers who's going to be taking on Velveteen. Velveteen Dream versus Velveteen Dream. Tommaso Ciampa. This match just showed that Velveteen Dream can hang with anyone. I really like this match. I thought him and Sullivan had great chemistry working together. There were several times where it looked like Sullivan had the upper hand, and Velveteen Dream had the upper hand. And Velveteen Dream was about to win this match. He had a sick-looking, he calls it the Dream Valley Driver. It's really the Death Valley Driver. He calls it the Dream Valley Driver. But out the Purple Rainmaker, but out came Tommaso Ciampa. And to distract him, Dream did the Purple Rainmaker on him instead, gets back in the ring, but then it was enough for Sullivan to pick up him with the freak accident for Sullivan to win the match. Of course, there's a couple also nasty bumps that Dream took in this match. A couple of Dream's ugh, it was quite hilarious. But after Sullivan wins the match, Ciampa gets in the ring, and he starts to beat down on Velveteen Dream and tells him he doesn't share his spotlight because Velveteen Dream is not in his league. But then Dream lands a punch, but then Ciampa got some momentum going back, and then he lays down the IC title. But then Velveteen Dream then recovers. There's a swing DT on the bell for him. He heads up the top rope for the Purple Rainmaker, but several referees come in to stop him. He then goes to leave, and he races back to the ring and hits, once again, I just love it, the sick-looking Purple Rainmaker with all that height that Velveteen Dream gets on it. He hits it on Ciampa, and he grabs the belt and celebrates as the crowd goes nuts to end the episode. Nice ending. Great main event match again between Dream and Sullivan. Definitely brought the best out of each other. And nice ending segment by Dream and Ciampa. But again, still, my moment of the night was still that Johnny Gargano promo. It was gold. Absolutely gold. One of my favorite segments of this year, I gotta say. But that's how we ended this show, guys. Overall, it was a good episode of NXT, but of course, there being mainly a lot of promos and a bunch of, a great main event, but the two other matches were good. But it was typical, showcasing talent matches. I'll give this episode a B+, strong B+, almost an A-, but just missed it. A B+ for NXT this week. If the Dream wins the NXT Championship, will we see a new title? I don't think so. I don't think that would be the case, but I wouldn't mind seeing Dream win the championship if that's the case. But I think I want to check out now. Thank you, Team Skyway 206 again. Thank you guys all for tuning in for my 3 live reviews tonight. NXT UK got a B+, 205 Live got an A-, and NXT got a strong B+, almost an A-. But guys, that is it. Thank you guys for tuning in for both my live reviews. Of course, I'm starting my video game Let's Plays again. Had one for did my first level of Hitler the Ninth Gate last night. I want to do 2 more video game Let's Plays. I'm going to try to start both of them tonight. For 2 other games besides Wolfenstein Mods I want to play. Kind of old school games, but I still enjoy playing them here and there. So I'll start those tonight. Tomorrow, be sure to check out my special live stream, which will be my top 10 WWE and World Champions as well. That will be tomorrow night, so make sure to tune in for that. And to stay tuned for more content that'll come to my channels. We'll have a busy week next week as far as live streams go, but I'll talk about that, of course, when we get to tomorrow night's stream. So once again, guys, B+ for NXT. What grade would you give NXT for this week? Please let us down in the comment section below. And be sure as always to click my like and subscribe to my channel and follow me on Twitter as well at DemandAir93. And as always, guys, well, first off, once again, not afraid of dark. I'm starting to like the dark side. So until then, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow night. Until then, guys, take care. Have a great rest of your night. And peace out, everybody.